real life ownership of having one of these cars right here, man. We're gonna start the video off where you're gonna be at a lot of times right here, man. 93, $4.29 a gallon. It wasn't all the way empty, $56. So I had this car for a year. I had an RT before this. Now make sure you get every drop right. I had an RT before this, RT Challenger. So we need to talk about, you know, going from ownership of an RT to this thing right here, this thirsty car. So I'm gonna hop in the car, probably give y'all a couple pulls, and then we're gonna talk about, you know, having this car for a year, owning this thing. It's a little dirty, but we're gonna fix that tomorrow. So let's go ahead and hop in and let y'all hear that V8, man. Yes, sir. This is driving this car. Yes, sir. This is it, man. Gotta love burning up gas for no reason at all whatsoever, man. So let me get to a little spot. Had this car for a year, so let's talk about having this car for a year, owning this car for a year, man. What I like, what I don't like. I'm doing this because of the fact that, you know, I had an RT Challenger, which was a manual. I went to an automatic charger because all chargers got an automatic, Scatpack, Widebody. So I experienced, you know, some differences there. So I'm gonna let y'all know my thoughts. All right, one more pull. Make sure. Okay, go too crazy. Ooh, them downshifts. Alright guys, so of course I had to get some pulls and stuff in with the car, and I wanted to make this video just to talk about real life ownership with this particular car after having it for 1 year. I know I made videos comparing, talking about whether you should get the RT or the Scatpack, all that blase, but on this video I just want to focus on having this car for a year, some of the mods I've done to it, some of the plans I got for this car going forward, and just kind of some things you want to look out for if you're planning on getting one of these cars and, you know, having it for the long run. So before we get to the ownership, I'm just gonna go through some of the mods I got done to the car and maybe some of the things I got planned for it going forward. So we're gonna start on the interior of the car real quick overview of my mods that I've done in a year. First thing here is my carbon fiber dash overlay from Dyna Performance here, and this is the real deal carbon fiber. If you can see close, you can see all the individual weave patterns and things like that. So we got that done. A little bit of security mod here. We got the neutral strap cover here, as you can see. Also have the remote kill switch I put into the car, as well as my car lock that I have in the car. So let's go under the hood, show you what I got done there. So far, I have my catch can with the braided hoses, which I had this on my Challenger RT. My strut tower brace that I had also on my Challenger RT for the front. I also got one for the rear. Let me show y'all that real quick. Let's go around there for the rear. So we got the rear one as well. You can see it there. As far as other exterior mods that you can see here, of course the wicker bill from K&G Wraps. We got the side marker tint, this tail there, and also tinted the tail lights as well. All that was from Lux Automotive. We have of course the diffuser, because the diffuser makes the back rear end look so much better. I have a full catback system on it, MBRP race catback, 3-inch all the way back, 5-inch carbon fiber tips. I have catless mid pipes from AFP Power. Trying to think, I got everything. I think that's pretty much everything we got done to the car. Also, I did the LED head bulbs. I changed that out as well. So that is pretty much all my mods that I've done to this particular car. So other mods I plan on doing to the car in the future, very next mod, I do have lowering springs for the car, so that's gonna be coming soon. I already have the springs, so you're gonna see that on the channel real soon. I just gotta have time to get it done. Of course, I did the tint already on the car. I mean, 15% all the way around and 45% on the windshield. And some other stuff, I'll probably keep that a little secret for now. So having this car for a year, very, very fun car to drive. If you don't know, I did order this car, inspect it to my liking, and also want to stay in, you know, between certain prices and stuff like that. But overall, this car is extremely fun to drive. Had a blast with it, and I think that's what it really all boils down to, man. A lot of people are so worried about getting a certain car because some people say it's fast, some people say it handles a certain way, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. I don't, honestly, I got this car because I actually enjoyed the car. I actually like the car. Now compared to my Challenger, I did a video on that before. I do prefer the Challenger slightly more than this car because of the fact that I do have the option for a manual transmission, which I had in my RT. I wish this car came in a manual. I would have got it in the manual. It's literally the same engine, same drivetrain, all of that's the same, but they don't put a manual in this car, which I wish they would have. I would have bought it in the manual for sure, but you know, that's one of the gripes I have about this car. Now a couple things about this car after having it, owning it. Gas, if you're buying this car and you're worried about gas, don't buy this car. Really, do not buy this car. People get this car and be so shocked how much this car actually drinks gas. And if you're a responsible driver and keep your foot out on it, it'll be a little bit better for you. But with me, I like to hit it and hear the car, so my gas mileage, as you can tell from the beginning of this video, it goes through gas the way I drive. But thankfully, this is my daily car. This is my daily driver. I only really got to drive it a couple times out of the week because of the fact that I do work from home most of the time. So I really have to drive the car. As far as mileage, if you wanted to get an idea how much I've driven this car in a year, I think I put 14,000 miles on this in a year, and it's mostly been in the garage. So I really don't drive this car as much as a lot of people do it daily. So I don't, that gas price, I don't feel it a lot. I really don't have to maybe fill up like maybe once a week, if that. Another thing I hear about this car, it's a boat. It handles it can't handle, it's too heavy, blah, and all that. I want to talk about that because I have a couple gripes about that particular statement when it comes to this car. People complaining about handling on this car, it's just something they say because they hear everyone else say the same thing about this car, how it can't handle, it can't turn, and things of that nature. Now, I feel like when it comes to handling, that should only come into play if you are in a situation where you constantly do track day events with your car, if you constantly do autocrossing, if you constantly go out on these mountain roads and push the car to the limit, the handling would come into play at that point. But I will be completely honest, a lot of people that talk about handling when it comes to cars in general, do not push the cars to the point where handling is a factor. I see it all the time. Too many people talk about handling, but not enough people doing things that you need a good handling car for. As far as the way this car drives, it does what I need it to do. It drives how I want it to do. I'm not at the track trying to make it turn left or right, all the type of stuff. So that doesn't really matter to me as much. But if you're trying to get the most out of a car that handles well, and you're gonna push it to the limit, then of course this ain't the car for you. But honestly, if you're not doing all that, you shouldn't be concerned about handling anyway. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I do love the car, but I do have regrets about the car. A couple things I'm kind of disappointed in. Some of it is me, and some of it is Dodge. But let's talk about stuff that I could have did different that I didn't. First thing is, no, you should got a Hellcat. No. The Hellcat I wanted, I couldn't afford. I really wanted. I would definitely love to have a wide body Charger Hellcat, but as they say, I don't have wide body Charger Hellcat money because you got 2 kids and a mortgage I got to pay for, and so I couldn't do all that. But nonetheless, fun car to drive, things like that. Here is something I should have did, and I encourage other people to do this if you do get this kind of car. Be fully transparent. No, I did not get the Plus package, and that is a regret for me. I do have these seats. Now, I will say, compared to my RT, these seats are pretty comfortable. They're really bolstered up on the sides. They really hold you and things like that. I should have got the Plus package. Now, the Plus package, not only does it give you the upgraded seats as far as with the leather and Alcantara, but also gives you the upgraded dash as far as leather on this and on the doors as well. Now, coming from my RT, I didn't have that in my RT, so I really didn't know what I was missing out on. But that Plus package, like I said, it gives you other stuff. It gives you the memory seats, gives you the better interior and things like that nature. So if you are in the market for one of these cars, I do suggest trying to get one with the Plus package. The reason I didn't do it is because I was trying to stay within a certain price range, and I was doing my order really early, so I had no clue when the car was coming, so I didn't know how my trade-in value with my Challenger was going to be, and I didn't want to end up paying more than I wanted to pay, right? But the crazy thing is, after I did my order for my car, I ended up getting a promotion at my job, and I should have got the plus package. Get the plus package, do not skip that. Now, outside of not having a plus package on the car, the interior to me, I think it's fine. I mean, it is a Dodge. This is not a Maserati. This is not a BMW. This is not a Mercedes. This is not an Audi. This is not an Aston Martin. So if you're trying to get a car with a luxurious interior, this probably not what you're gonna get. I mean, it's plastics, which is like a lot of American cars. This is more performance oriented car. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not sure what you expect from a Dodge car. I know people talk about the price of the cars, things like that. Honestly, I mean, you're paying for engine and performance. You're not paying for interior. I mean, it is what it is, right? Now, of course, everyone wishes they would have updated the interior. It's been the same interior since 2015. Now, for the Chargers, the interior's been kind of similar since like the previous gen, which is kind of the same gen, really. Just kind of changed a couple things. But I mean, honestly, it is what it is. I mean, I didn't buy it for interior. If I was buying a car for the interior, definitely wouldn't have bought this car. But I'm not picky about that. Some of you guys may be picky about that, but me personally, I'm not. So, since we're on the topic of the interior, this is something I feel like Dodge should have done here. There's a couple things that I have gripes about on the interior. Let me get in the car. First things first, USB ports. So this car has two USB ports here, and it has two USB ports back here. Now my issue here with this, a lot of the new iPhones and stuff like that, if they come with a charger, they have the USB-C charger, right? A different port. So if you get one of these cars, you're gonna have to get some kind of adapter or something for that. I do wish they had the USB-C plugins for this. We have a 2022 Tahoe at the house, and that has USB-C plugins as well as USB and all that type of stuff. So I wish this had the USB-C in it. Another gripe I have about this car after having it for a year, I feel like these cup holders are a little bit too small, both here and here. Personally, with me, I like to drink Gatorades and things like that, or Body Armor, and those bottles are a little bit bigger, and these do not accommodate that at all whatsoever. I wish they made these slightly bigger so you can put those in there, but also, you know, have a way where it can adjust and things like that. So that's another issue I have. Another thing with the wide body, this car has a lot of wheel gap in the back compared to the narrow body. That is huge. Like, I had an RT before this, and this is about the same wheel gap I had on my RT. Like, it's a huge wheel gap. And also, it's kind of dirty. One thing with these wide bodies, it takes all the dirt that comes off this front tire. Even though I got mud guards, rock guards on the front, you will still get mud and dirt and debris on this rear fender flare right here. So that's one thing that you can see here. Like, even though the wheels turn, you can see like right here, all of that tire is gonna throw everything to the back of the car. So definitely, that's one thing to be aware of. If you get one of these cars, make sure you get the rock guards, put them on the car. I did a video on installing those. Another thing I put on there, they come with the car, so make sure you do that. Like I said, even though I got them on there, they're still all on the side of the car, and without it, it would have been worse. Another issue with this car, and I said this when I first got the car, if you haven't seen that video, this rear view camera is atrocious. It's bad, it is terrible, low quality, all that type of stuff. I'm not sure why they put this terrible camera in this car. I've been in other cars, the rear view camera looks high definition. The one in this car looks like a standard definition tube television, right? It's completely terrible. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Other than that, man, that's really my only gripes with the car. I ain't gonna talk about the brake dust, man. If you buy a car with Brembos, expect brake dust. If you buy any car with Brembos or high performance brakes, you're gonna get brake dust. Like, people get these cars and get the Brembos on it and be like, oh my God, there's so much brake dust. Why is so much brake dust? It's race car brakes, man. It's part of race car life. When you have big brakes, big Brembos, you're gonna deal with brake dust. It's a part of the game. It is what it is. You can get the pass to switch them out. And to be honest, guys, that's really the main thing to have gripes with about this car. Super fun to drive. I love the wide body on it. I had to have a wide body when I first saw it come out. I mean, when this thing comes down the road and you see the wide body on it, and we ain't gonna go back and forth whether it's a wide body, fender flare, whatever, man. It is, on camera, you can't tell how wide it is, but when you see it coming down the road, that thing looks super, super mean. But hold on, actually I got one thing I do want to say. This hood scoop that just leads directly to the engine, it does get the engine bay kind of dirty, and I kind of hate that. I'm not sure how much it helps with cooling off the engine, but it just gets the engine dirty. Like dust and all this stuff going there, and the engine bay gets dirty. Kind of hate that a little bit, whatever. But it is what it is. But like I said, I love the car, fun to drive. We could go all day and talk about what Dodge should get more horsepower. Dodge should have redesigned this. Honestly, I mean, Dodge was at the point they knew they wasn't going to, they knew they had to, you know, change over to EVs and stuff like that. So of course they wasn't about to spend those extra resources to redesign a car and only have it around for a couple of years or whatnot. But I still like the design. I think it's still a clean design with this car. The body lines flow with it well. I know it could, compared to the Challenger, it doesn't have the exact body lines from the original, like the original Charger back in the 60s and stuff like that. It does have a couple of things that the original Chargers did have on this car. Just a couple things here. This door on the side here, you see this kind of indentation here. That's kind of a throwback to that as well, and something they always had on the Chargers, but a lot of people don't notice. This kind of this sucking window. If you see here how the pillar kind of, how the window kind of sits down right below the C pillar here. The older Chargers, they had that same thing. Now it was a little bit more noticeable on the older Chargers versus this, but it's kind of a nod to those 60s and 70s Chargers with that window sucking down a little bit like that. Kind of the tail lights, kind of a nod back to the older cars. Not exactly, but that's really it. I mean, everything else is kind of different with this car. They didn't put as many retro cues on this car as they did with the Challenger, but nonetheless, I think it's a clean design. I know a lot of people hate that it's a 4-door. I get why they did the 4-door. It's pretty practical. A lot of people bought a 4-doors. They had to do it. I get it. I understand. I ain't mad at it. I mean, I bought one. So that's gonna bring me to the end of the video, man. I just want to kind of give you guys an update of kind of what we did to the car already. Kind of, you know, what I like about the car, what I hate about the car after having the car for a whole year. Give a couple more clues and some things I plan on doing to the car. I know I talked about lowering the car some. Another thing I plan on doing, if Dodge ever releases the direct connection kits for the 392s, I definitely will be looking to getting that. If not, you're gonna hear it here first. I do have a set of long tube headers, catless mids, and a max effort cam that I got for a crazy deal that I may be throwing into this car later on when we get outside of the warranty. I'm still in the warranty, so I don't want to sit there and throw that into the car just yet, but it is something that I do have on my radar that I want to do at some point. Right now I am catless with the catback that I got now, but we're gonna be taking it to the next level, doing that and getting a little bit more power out of it. I won't do any huge crazy build on this car as far as horsepower wise is concerned. Just something to make it a little bit more than what I had before, because honestly, I mean, I just want a little bit more. I've never really went into had a car and I actually went in and added more horsepower to a motor and stuff like that. So that's something I want to experience and want to do with this particular car, especially because I got some of the parts for a really good price, man. So that's gonna be later on down the line, so we're not gonna, that's not something we're gonna see just yet. But later on down the line, headers, cam, and that's gonna sound mean, it's gonna go fast, man. Well, faster than this. I mean, everybody got different definitions of fast, but something I'll be happy with. But that's all I got, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of car related stuff on this particular channel. We are gonna catch you on the next video. We're out. Cut it.